Hi, y'all. My name is Kelly. Warmest of welcomes to all of you here. I'm the president of Scripps Associate Students, or as we like to call ourselves, SAS, and representing the Scripps student body. So before I get started with my remarks, I'm going to steal the honor of your first icebreaker, first of many you'll do in the next few days. This one's called Stomp Clap. So how this works is you're going to stomp and clap simultaneously when I say statements that you identify with, and the goal is to do it in unison. So we'll practice a couple times. So, all right, so stomp, clap. All right, stomp, clap. All right, great, that's good, that's great. So whether you're viewing this remotely or if you're on the stage, parents, friends, family, you're all welcome to do this. So we'll start with stomp clap if you're from the ambiguous middle part of the US called the Midwest. If anyone's from Michigan, okay, all right. East Coast, all right. The South, okay. Pacific Northwest, California, all right. Okay, Alaska, all right. Hawaii, yay. All right, not the United States, one of the other 195 countries. Okay. Have had a sip of water recently. Good, remember to stay hydrated. Have visited Scripps before sitting here in orientation today. Okay, if you've never visited Scripps until orientation, that was me my first year, are nervous about orientation, are nervous about making new friends. Despite the nerves, are ready to begin a new life. All right. Thank you all so much for humoring me and giving me the opportunity to break the ice first. So the reason I did this is because I think it's important to see where we're all connected, to see all of the information that Victoria provided manifest in the room here, and to see where we're all connected to each other. So these are the people you already have things in common with, people that you can be friends with. So I remember being nervous not that long ago, sitting over there with my family. My brother was bored, my dad was falling asleep, and my mom was really trying to look engaged, but I could tell she was also a little bored. And so I'm a first-gen student, first in my family to attend college. Woo! And so for my family, for my immigrant family, this was a lot of newness, a lot of new people, a lot of new, moving. And as you begin your time here, it'll be just that, a lot of newness and the beginning of a new life. So incipit vita nova, here begins a new life. I remember reading that in a brochure for the very first time, so fitting as I was leaving a place that was so completely different. And I'm talking 70 degrees of difference in climate. But the brochures and the olive branches in your welcome package were months ago, back when you were deciding whether or not you'd choose Scripps. And now you're here in the actual place, beginning your new life. What does that new life consist of? Is it the roommates and the friends, the classes, newfound independence, learning how to do laundry for the first time? Take a minute and think about the new life you've gotten a flash of so far. The new surroundings, or maybe not so new if you're local to Claremont. Think about feelings you have yet to experience. Sleeping next to a stranger tonight, sitting next to somebody you don't know tomorrow, meeting more strangers. Hi, my name is Kelly. I go to Scripps. I'm from Michigan, and I'm majoring in biology and Asian American studies. Take a minute and dig a little deeper. Your new life begins here. How do you want to begin it? Incipit vita nova. Here begins a new life of boldness. However you define that. For some people, that'll be running for class president. doing things they never thought they would do before. For others, it might be raising their hands in class and speaking up. Still, for others, it'll mean taking in their surroundings and being bold in different ways. Boldly listening, boldly observing, boldly learning, and boldly existing. Incipit Vita Nova, here begins a new life of academics. Labs and classes where you'll learn to collaborate and work independently, where you'll learn the value of nights in the browsing room. You'll learn the magic of writing a paper, fitting pieces of a puzzle together until it makes one big picture, or maybe writing a speech in the middle of the night. We're at a school, and by now you've met or heard of some of our talented, passionate, and bright faculty. You're here to learn things, but in the midst of tests, calculus assignments, and readings, I challenge you, here begins a new life of wholeness. A place to challenge yourself as a whole being, as you take in things from your classrooms, from your professors, think about how it manifests around you. What's Virginia Woolf and Benedict Anderson telling you about what you see around you? How is it resonating with you? As you take in your papers, your readings, your midterms, don't forget the other parts of yourself. Remember that you're a human who needs to be nourished, fed, and watered, but also a human that needs to take a break from the drive and the constant growth in pursuit of knowledge and truth. Take some time every day to stop thinking for a minute and to take in your surroundings, to see how you as a person fit into the world as a whole, and take a minute to see the light in yourself and in the world. Take the time to acknowledge and utilize the resources of your surroundings and let it contribute to your wholeness. The staff and administration here really keep this place running. And for me, my wholeness came from SCORE, Scripps Communities of Resources and Empowerment. Woo! First gen at Scripps. Professor Mary Hatcher Skiers, Professor Kathy Yep, and the Asian American Sponsor Program, also known as ASP. So while you're learning and growing, it's important to remember this wholeness. Remember what makes you who you are, where your roots are, and why you experience the things you do. Incipit Vita Nova, here begins a new life of rising. As you take the knowledge you collect, tidbits of information your professors and peers and your people share with you, I challenge you to mobilize and to act. We live in a world filled with hate, filled with violence, and sometimes that violence is things you can see, physical violence towards groups of people that we intuitively associate as violence. These are the things we can see on the news, things that might not seem connected to us, but oppression is connected, and sometimes the violence is so deeply rooted in our communities, in our bodies, that we don't realize there's violence rooted there. We don't realize the role we play perpetuating that violence and that oppression, whether it's something you've said to a roommate or a classmate or the assumptions and biases we hold as parts of our truths. That sometimes what we're saying or doing is hurting more than we're helping. Remember to check in with yourself, hold yourself accountable, and hold each other accountable. Sometimes we don't recognize things intuitively as violent or as oppressive. So think deeply about the violence rooted in your life, in your community, and in the world. You're beginning a new life at Scripps, and at times it'll be easy to forget that there's an outside world. We call this place the Claremont Bubble for a reason. But please don't forget the outside world and your communities and the indigenous land that we're all sitting on top of right now. Forgetting is dangerous, and it allows the cycles of oppression and violence to continue. So remember to rise up and rise to the occasion. You're in a place that will challenge you and stretch you, and sometimes you'll be exhausted. So incipit Vita Nova, here begins a new life of healing. As you take on roles of mobilizing and learning and growing, remember to take care of yourselves. Take a deep breath and stay grounded. Take the time to heal and let yourself be healed by others, and to let that wholeness seep into your pores. Take the time to express your gratitude, whether it's a simple thank you to our wonderful housekeeping staff, or it's a sweet note to a roommate. Take the time to take a break and do something you enjoy. A senior once told the first-year me that everything always gets done eventually. 3 years later, I can tell you, everything will get done eventually. So take the time to listen, to engage, and to connect with other people. The only way you can really grow is when you're healing in a place of stability and security. So challenge yourself to let this new place be your stability and your security. And as you do that, incipit Vita Nova. On behalf of the student body and SAS, welcome, class of 2021.